your connectivity, with our technologies, we encapsulate your traffic and put it into a special tunnel, which is only visible to you and your peers in the organization. And we hide your connectivity from the rest of the internet traffic. The VPN technologies have been around for quite a while now. Most of you, I'm firmly believe, are familiar with VPN or virtual private network technology. VPNs are intended to create a secure tunnel between client device and some server resource or business system. Traditional VPNs are server-based technologies, and they require a server to be deployed in every office building or data center that you want to connect to, which means there is some certain costs in terms of hardware, deployment, design of the infrastructure, and being able to configure all of these devices for extensive networks is really out of capabilities of most of the company sizes. So when we look at small to medium businesses, investing in creating robust, secure VPN infrastructure is quite an expensive task. Good Access has been in the business for around 10 years now. And we've always been working in the VPN technology sector. For most of the time, we were actually selling our VPN technologies as a retail software, so B2C to end clients. And they would use this software to hide their activity on the internet and control their privacy. But we as a company, as Good Access, we understood how important it is to do the same and enable the same for businesses. And that's why we started developing technology called Good Access, which actually delivers the benefits of having a cloud-based infrastructure instead of the physical server one deployed on customer side. And we put all of our experience from delivering software to end customers who didn't have the IT skills, who didn't have the budgets, and the only thing they wanted to do was really to deploy their VPN on 2 or 3 clicks, get it up and running, and then enjoy being safe and being private on the network. And this combination allowed us to deliver one of the fastest deployable VPNs on the market, available to businesses from very small size, because it doesn't require extensive IT skill or knowledge to be able to deploy it. So what are the benefits, or what do we deliver with our cloud-based VPN? We help customers, businesses, to ensure closer collaboration. So you can imagine this as Good Access providing a global corporate network where all employees can connect to, and from this secure network, they can access their business systems. We actually enclose these users into a collaborative environment where they have full visibility of all the systems they need, and they can access them safely, securely, and fast. We increase network control and visibility by allowing you to control who has access to which systems, and actually prevent unnecessary accesses, or opening your data and systems to the whole internet, and hence enabling you to control who can see your data, and as a result, protecting your intellectual property, your personal or client information. We protect revenue-generating applications by only allowing access to those personnel who are trusted, but also closing your systems from the rest of the internet. We will show you a quick demo with Zoho CRM shortly. But just to give you a heads up, what we are able to do is to block all the traffic to Zoho CRM, except from this safe network that Good Access creates where all employees connect to. As a result, we reduce attack surface by cloaking and hiding most of your infrastructure, which is unnecessary to be seen on the internet, and hence reducing the space where hackers and attackers can freely move. And we help you to enforce compliance by providing locks on activity and access to different data. So to give you understanding of who is accessing what systems and what data. There are three main use cases in which our customers leverage the capabilities of Good Access. The first elementary one, which is actually I would say, number one use case or number one reason why companies go for Good Access. Usually, our customers are familiar with remote access principles. They understand that it is important to keep their privacy, to connect to their systems securely. And what they do is to go on Google and search for cost-efficient VPN that really works. And we are there to help them with this. Good Access is a web application delivered in form of SaaS, which means the only thing you need to do is to register on our website, get access, start your free trial, and then after the end of the trial, you can decide to move to a paid plan. And really, with this use case, we provide you all you need for elementary remote access from the cloud, and that means giving you a virtual network for your company, helping you with your remote access activities. You actually get a dedicated and static IP address from us. You also get your traffic encrypted, and last but not least, you can connect to multiple branch offices or clouds using same VPN without the necessity of deploying multiple VPN servers across your environment. Our most favorite, I shall say, use case, and the one that really drives demand, and the one that most of our customers really understand and appreciate, is called Zero Trust Network and Application Access. With this use case, it is not only about allowing remote access, but really thoroughly ensuring and controlling who can access what data, monitor user activity, keeping compliant with different directives and policies. And among these things, also filtering the traffic, blocking the sites, and more on that later in the demo part of this presentation. Software-defined perimeter is a really cool, I would say, quite a new name for a set of principles that may not be this new, but done on cloud level, it opens a lot of possibilities and advancements that we didn't have at our disposal before. So software-defined perimeter is very much focused on not the remote access and networking part of this topic, but more on the security part, really cloaking and hiding systems from the eyes of the internet, detecting and responding to threats by looking at malicious activities, communication with malicious hosts and domains that may cause some trouble to us. Really seeing this in early stages and being able to respond by blocking the traffic or otherwise restricting further communication is what this use case offers. So as I mentioned, Good Access has the market-leading deployment time. It only takes, we say, 10 minutes to do full deployment. I'm sure Michael will today demonstrate that it takes even less than that. So look forward to the demo presentation. We reduce network costs by automating the deployment of a VPN infrastructure. Everything is in the cloud. We take care of the infrastructure. You don't have to deploy any hardware. You only subscribe to a service and consume it through a web application. So it cannot be easier than that. We improve your connectivity by providing you access points and paths to your business systems. And we reduce breach risk by cloaking and hiding your systems and users from the outer world. So let me pause here for a second if there's anyone who has some question. I can see some questions in the chat. So we have a question. Is your VPN, or does your VPN have a second layer security? If I understand this question correctly, and thank you very much for the question, it is about whether we provide another layer of security such as multi-factor or two-factor authentication. And yes, we do. Yes, we do. And I will talk about this in a very short moment. So let me take you through some of the features that Good Access offers. First one is network control and visibility. I mentioned that there is a feature for blocking sites with Good Access. We will be actually releasing a production version of this feature in at the end of July. And this will be enhanced DNS filtering. So based on domain names, we are able to protect you from malicious domains and help you also to control which applications or domains are your users allowed to access. This is really to help you to be in control of what Good Access is used for and how you use your network, and really make sure that your users can concentrate on their work and give the control and power into your hands, but mainly to protect you from phishing, ransomware, and other types of attacks that come from unknown malicious domains, which can also include spam and other types of attacks. Next feature is identity and access management. We've actually created concept that we call virtual access cards, and you can imagine it as your badge that you use to unlock doors in your office building. We allow you to create a virtual card in the system and assign from one side different users that have this card, and also on the other hand, all the systems that they can access with these cards. So it really works just like you used to from the physical network, only in virtual world. We also allow logging in through third-party authentication systems such as G Suite or Azure, and really to use single sign-on to help users use only one account to log in everywhere, not having to remember all the passwords and then making mistakes and making weak passwords that attackers love so much. Compliance enforcement means storing logs. We don't actually store any information about what your users do. We don't have overview into their data, right? We cannot read their emails. We cannot see their chat messages. We fully support the world where we have our privacy. We want our users to feel safe. And the only logs that we store are, I would say, transactional, or those related to elementary connectivity indicators, really helping you to be able to enforce your compliance and understanding, okay, so there is a critical business system and I know at which time what IP address is communicated with this system. And this is really to monitor what's going on with your systems, not what users do on their on the internet. Okay, so to answer the question from the chat, and I'm so grateful for all the questions, so please do send them through. Thank you. We do support two-factor authentication. We actually do it on, I would say, two different use cases or two levels. One is that you can turn on two-factor authentication for the good access client application, which means every user that wants to connect to your good access virtual network has to use a two-factor authentication to log into. We support authenticator apps, such as the ones from Google or Microsoft. And that's a feature that I would say protects anyone from just stealing someone's device and being able to connect to your network, and then through this network access some of your critical systems. However, there is a second use case, which means providing two-factor authentication on network layer. And that actually means that if users are not connected to the good access network, they are unable to access your business systems. So first, you need to unlock your way into good access. And then through this one unlocking, you can go directly to your business systems without having to, again, log in, or without having to do, again, two-factor authentication for every and each system separately. You do it once through good access. We have another question. Hi, for the two or multi-factor authentication, what type of authentication is used? SMS, email, or hardware token? So at this stage, we use tokens. We don't work with SMS messages. Maybe there will be more in our roadmap, but I'm sure Michael will answer this question later in his presentation. Another question is how long the logs will be stored. Can we set its retention period and do backup in its databases? I'm afraid this is a question for Michael. So Michael, if you have a second, can you unmute and answer the question about how long we store the logs for?
Yes, at the moment, as far as I remember it, it's for 3 months, and it's possible to have it longer if there would be a need for having the longer logs. But at the moment it's 90 days, and it can be exported to CSV or PDF. I believe this is the answer for the question.
That's excellent. Thank you very much, Michael. I mentioned reduced attack surface. Don't you love this illustration? I really do. We have a cool artist who forms very difficult and technical thoughts into, I would say, consumable and understandable graphics, and we are so grateful to work with such people. So these islands actually show you how your business systems can fly on a cloud above the internet and be really separated from them. So what it means with traditional VPN, once you log into your virtual private network, you would usually have access to all or almost all the systems. So anyone who gains access and gets into your network instantly has access to all of your resources, which isn't really secure. So for that purpose, what we do is we provide partial permissions to authorized employees. You can log in there, you can log in there, nobody else can log in here, nobody else can log in here. And that means we reduce the opportunity for attackers to get to your data. We can also help you by segmenting your network, not only on the network level by IP address or let's say subnet, but on really application level, saying this CRM is no for anyone else but these three people, and helping you to be really thorough in controlling who can access what data. Threat detection and response, as I mentioned, recognizes infected devices and blocks suspicious and malicious traffic before it can do much harm. We are actually in development phase for these features, which will be based on known principles and known technologies. So our main task is really incorporate what is already working into our technology that that manages network traffic and really leverage this opportunity to monitor what's in that traffic for the purposes of responding to threats in early stages. So one of few last slides of my theoretical presentation, if you will. We have quite a big competitive advantage. I would say there are three main ways how you can get remote access using VPN technologies today. Either it is open source VPN. I'm sure we're all familiar with OpenVPN. And then we can go for some paid enterprise VPN from big companies like Cisco, for instance. And then there's good access. So to compare these, open source obviously takes the most to deploy and is most labor intensive and also requires most skills to deploy. However, there are companies who have IT experts who are capable of working and deploying OpenVPN, which is fine. It is usually a bit faster with enterprise VPNs that come with some off-the-shelf solutions for some of the deployment or architecture parts, but still, as it is a server infrastructure, it requires to find either rec space or virtual service space, do all the manual configuration, etc. On the other hand, good access, as will be demonstrated very shortly, takes only minutes to deploy because we manage the infrastructure, you consume, and you're happy about your secure network connection. It is delivered as a SaaS application or through a web. The use case for traditional VPNs, open source and enterprise, is remote access to office network. So when I'm on home office, I want to connect to some systems that are deployed in my office building, and these systems are not open to the internet. So what I want to do is to connect to this office building. If there are more office buildings or more branches, I would have to have a gateway in each of those locations, which extends the necessary work and support and costs on managing this infrastructure. Good access, we think that everyone should be connected from anywhere. So wherever you are, you connect through Good Access Gateway. We have over 33 gateways worldwide. So as an administrator of Good Access, one of the first things you do is to choose the gateways you want to use. And that means you allow your users to connect through this gateway to any of your office buildings, SaaS applications, or cloud environments from a single point. We provide zero trust features, which means identity-based access control, site blocking, and much more. And you need the least experience and skills to deploy good access out of all the other technologies. But also because it is SaaS delivered, we manage the infrastructure. Everything is done from the cloud. We can really minimize the costs on deployment and running technology. So I'm at the end of my presentation from the product perspective and theoretical part. Just a few sentences about good access. We believe that if a business wants to empower their users with secure anywhere, anytime access, they should be able to do this with no hassle. So, excuse me, Cloud VPN for anyone, affordable, easy to manage, easy to deploy. Over 1,000 companies trust in our services today. We have more than 10,000 users, and we have a 5-star rating on Capterra and other review sites. And I would say most appreciated thing on these review sites is our customer support, which is excellent, always at your disposal and always trying to help you. We serve businesses in over 120 countries today.
Arthur,
Yes,
sorry to interrupt. I think there's one of question. Can you please elaborate what is the difference of good access to on-site VPN?
Sure. So on-site VPN really means taking a VPN concentrator or server, deploying it on-site, and allowing users by connecting to this server access into the local network in which this VPN server is deployed, as opposed to good access, where we run and manage these type of concentrators, we call them gateways, all around the world. And users, once they connect to this gateway, then can access those systems that administrators define them or allow them to access. Instead of only providing access to systems that are in local network of the deployed server, we can access systems anywhere globally. And those systems can not only be, let's say, a server, which is in your local network as with traditional VPN, but it can be a SaaS service like Microsoft Office 365 or any other domain or IP address that is accessible. I hope that makes sense. I'm sure Michael's part, the demonstration part, will explain that a little bit better. Thank you for the question. My last slide is, it's really quick to start. Go to goodaccess.com/trial, log into our web application, get your gateway or choose the gateway that you want to use to connect to your applications through, choose the systems that you want to secure, and then connect your users by inviting them through email. And that's it, you're done. Your virtual private network, your global virtual private network is up and running in literally a few seconds. Now I will hand over the word to Michael for the demo part. And in the meantime, Michael, we have additional question to the difference between traditional on-prem VPN and good access cloud VPN. And this question goes, but it can also be deployed on-prem, correct? So Michael, can we deploy good access on-prem?
Thank you for the question. Thank you, Arthur, for a great presentation. I was happy to see it from as a visitor. Good. The question was if good access can be deployed on premise. It's not possible, and I can answer why it's not necessary. Maybe I can. Can I ask for a sharing permission, please? I will show one slide which can easily explain the vision of good access, why it's not necessary to deploy on premise. I still cannot share my screen. Yes, I can do it right now. Perfect. So hopefully this one will work. So can you see my screen at the moment?
Yes, we can.
Yes, very clear.
Thank you, all of you. I put one of the slides, which is my favorite one. On this slide, I'm going to show you how we think of good access. The point is to, as it's common in these days to put the software and the data from on-premise network to cloud network. The same is with the networking and security. So we want to go with the trends, and we put good access gateway into the cloud, having one private VPN gateway and concentrator, which is dedicated to the company. It's important to say, and Artur mentioned, we have 33 locations, not 33 servers for everyone. We have 33 locations, POPs around the world, when the customers can select their private gateway with dedicated IP address, which is dedicated just to the customer and not shared with any other company. This is important to know. And this way, we can connect all on-premise networks like office networks, all employees, and all cloud networks together through this VPN gateway. And it doesn't need any static IP address on an office side. And it's quite easily to do the side-to-side accessibility for employees, to having everyone being able to connect every part of the company on network level. So, for example, developer at home office is able to connect cameras in one office, or NAS or printers and computers in another office, and developer servers in cloud, and work with CRM systems, which is provided by third party as a software as a service. And this systems can be put into the secure network perimeter, secure private network, by IP address whitelisting. You simply can say only people and systems connecting through this dedicated IP address are allowed to access this, for example, CRM system. It's simply done by IP address whitelisting. And this way, we create the secure network perimeter, which is private network in under the global public internet, which is completely hidden out of the public access, and there is no direct way for any hackers or other people accessing these systems. So it's quite secure castle for all parts of the company. And the important thing is to imagine it. We use just two components. One is for a manager or business owner, where he can control who has access to which systems. And for employees, we have the client application. There is no other component necessary for creating this. Hopefully, this was the complete answer for the questions why it's not necessary to have good access installed on premise. So maybe at the moment it's time to start with the demo presentation. I'd like to introduce Jiří Hromadka, who is our CTO, and he's joining us and helping me to present how good access can be deployed easily. And Artur and Jiří will be joining me to help me with the demo presentation. So maybe Jiří, you can say hello if you are there. Just confirm.
I'm
Hello?
afraid Jiří.
Sorry, I can only share my audio, but I don't think I have a right to be a panelist. So I'm kind of attendee here.
Hi.
So is it possible to raise my rights?
So Mikhail is the host now, so Mikhail can have the right.
I usually also know you know.
Okay, I don't know how to do it exactly. Can you allow Jiří to share the screen as me? Just give him a permission.
Hello, Mikhail. You can promote easy to families.
Just have a little test. I'm gonna to share the screen again and doing do anyone know how can I give a permission to Yuri to share the screen or the Artur? Because we need to both of those guys to share the screen.
I think, Michael, that look in the list of participants in the upper part of your window, locate Yuri, and in upper right corner of his column of his name, there should be a blue button with 3 dots. I think you should be able to give him panelist rights from there.
Yeah, I see the attenders and I can promote to panelist. Yeah, that should be done. Perfect. Yuri, can you share now? Do you have a permission?
Hi, everybody. I finally have panelist rights. So, hello.
Welcome, AG.
Thank you.
Perfect. Hopefully everything is ready for demo presentation at the moment. So let me to start with a presentation. Okay, for this case, we created just small example of the company, which is small sized, really small company. We create a company which has 3 employees. Me as a CEO, Artur will play a role of salesman, and Yuri will play a role of developer. And this company is has two branch offices. One is the headquarters located in Prague, and the branch office located in Frankfurt. And we all use the CRM systems. For this example, we selected the Zoho CRM, which can be easily configured. And we use one cloud located in Amazon AWS, where we have some developer database. I believe this should be enough for presenting the most common cases which are being solved by Good Access. So again, we have 3 employees. We have CRM system. We have 2 branch offices with some devices located on premise in office private networks. And we have 1 private network in a cloud, which is Amazon AWS. Well, and I will be showing 4 parts of the presentation. The first one, the first case will be protecting the CRM systems. As Artur mentioned before, it's quite easily done with Good Access to protect any online systems which is normally protected only by username and password. And we believe this is not enough. It's always good to have CRM systems, databases, and all these systems which are not for public access, to have it on a private company network, not having it published outside, and rely on username and password. So we will be trying to hide CRM systems from public access and have it in our network perimeter. That's part 1. And I'm gonna to try to have the deployment ready in less than 10 minutes, as we mentioned before. I will ask Yuri to have a stopwatch. When I will start to configuring, we can counting the time and see how fast I was. The second part will be to have accomplished the task of remote access to the office network. We selected to headquarters network in Prague, so we will be adding 1 connection to the office network. And in third part, we will be trying to have remote access to entire company. So all company branches, CRM and cloud network, everything should be connected with everything. So everyone should be able to access any systems from anywhere in the planet. And the last one will be to applying zero trust principles and control the access, because we need to know who has the privilege and access to separate part of the systems and not allow everyone to access everything. So that's 4 parts I'll be presenting just in a while. So let's start with part 1, protecting the Zoho CRM system. Yeah, this schematic is best to show what we will be doing in with good access in a minute. We have 3 employees: Artur salesman, Michal CEO, and Yuri developer. And we have a good access gateway, and it will be located in Frankfurt in Germany. And it has a dedicated IP address just for our company. And we are able to go through good access gateway to the internet. And also we are able to access the CRM systems. And we want to have Zoho CRM not accessible by public, by anyone in the internet. We just want them to allow to access them only by 3 employees connecting through the good access. So we use IP whitelisting and set up good Zoho CRM to allow only this dedicated IP address to be able to log in, no one else. Yuri, you can start the stopwatch at the moment. I'm gonna to switch to good access and try to configure it right now.
Okay, time is ticking.
Perfect. Thank you, Yuri. So this is the quite clean configuration of good access free trial. You can go to goodaccess.com and request the free trial there. If you go to goodaccess.com, registering free trial is quite easy. You can click here, enter your name, business email, company name, phone number, size of your company, and send a request. And you should be able to get in and try good access by yourself. So we have a free trial already for this. And as I said, we have one gateway located in Germany, Frankfurt. And this is the important thing for us. This is the IP address of Good Access Gateway, which is dedicated to our company. The gateway is up, and I'm already connecting through this gateway. And we have team members, just me at the moment, because I registered the free trial. And we can add our 2 other employees at the moment. So I'm gonna to add 2 employees. It should be, can you help me, Artur, with your email?
Sure, it's artur.k.kane
at
gmail.com.
Perfect. And your email, Yuri, please.
It's hrom.iri@gmail.com as well.
Perfect. So I'm gonna to send invitation to these 2 employees at the moment, right now. And those invitations are pending at the moment. So I ask Yuri to finish the invitation, and Artur as well. But Artur, can you please take a wheel and show us how the invitation process is from the perspective of the employee? Can you take the screen at the moment?
Absolutely. Can you give me rights for the screen, please?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna to try it. Make host, it should work. You're host at the moment. So hopefully that's what you need.
Brilliant. So
we cannot see your screen at the moment yet. Can you share it?
Yes, thank you. I can. Just a moment. Okay, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
And can you
Go
see my
ahead.
email client?
I can see your Zoho login page at the moment.
Okay, so you should be able to see my email client now.
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. I've received an email to join EventCompany team, which is the name Michael assigned. I have to share my screen now for Safari because I couldn't find the option to share my entire screen. So you should see Safari now.
Yeah.
So my name is Arthur Kane. No, I don't want to use this strong password for now for the testing purposes. And I will change my avatar.
Yes.
And now I'll join the I will join the team. So there we go. From here, I can click on download my application for Mac OS. This is by default, because I'm accessing this through Mac OS, it is actually giving me the right to download Mac OS. But I don't have to do it because I've already downloaded my application beforehand. This is the client application. My company is EventCompany. I'll populate my email address. And
You have a typo there, Arthur.
Thank you. And my password. So at the moment, I will log in. You might lose me for a second or two while the connection will be established with the gateway. So I'll see you in a second. Okay, I'm connected. Can you hear me well?
Yeah, we got you back.
Excellent. So I didn't even lose the connectivity. Michael, would you like me to access Zoho now, or do you want to do your
Not
configuration?
yet, Arthur. I need to configure Zoho as a protected system firstly. So please give me a permission to share my screen back. It would be great.
Sure. You are a host now.
Thank you. So I'm gonna to share the Safari screen. And now we're gonna to the setup, the protect our, we want to protect Zoho systems to allow access from good access gateway only. So I'm gonna to copy this IP address and go to Zoho admin panel, where we can configure the IP whitelisting in default security policy. So when I go to Zoho, I can click to security. We have a guide for this, so I'm gonna to do it quickly, but we have a guide and documentation how to set up the IP whitelisting in many systems. And when I click here, I can set the allowed IP addresses. So give me a second. I'm gonna to remove this one. Yes, so I'm gonna to add my current IP address because I'm connected with good access at the moment. So this one, or I can do it manually by entering the IP address. So when I add this, good access is the only way to Zoho CRM, and the rest of the internet will be blocked by Zoho. And we can, what we need is to add the Zoho system in a systems in good access, just to have it protected and have to the bookmark icon in a good access app. So I'm gonna to add the Zoho CRM at the moment. It should be Zoho CRM. It should be like HTTPS Zoho CRM login. So I'm sorry for that. Got it. So I'm adding the system. It will be CRM system, for example, with this one.
Michael, help.
I can. Yes.
There is a typo in URL.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm gonna have to check it again.
You are the typo guy here today, controlling everything.
So it should be zoho.com menu login. So got it. Hopefully this one is correct. I can try by myself. So it should be correctly set. So Artur, can you now switch to, can you now show us, I'm gonna to make you host again. Can you please show us how it works from the perspective of disconnected people outside of, for anyone in the internet? Just check if you can access Zoho CRM without good access. And then please connect good access again and show us if it's possible.
Sure. So in the meantime, as you can see, I've disconnected from good access. So I act as any other internet user. I'll go into CRM and I will try this user, go next. And as you can see, I'm not allowed to sign in using this IP address. So let me go back to good access, connect. You may lose me again for a second. I'm connected. Can you hear me?
Yes.
As you can see, my app has also refreshed. So I have a direct link here to go to Zoho CRM. So I'll not use the same window as I did before. Let me open it through here. I get to the same login page. And let me try to connect. Oh, it seems that it's working. I'll save my password for now. And there we go, I'm in. So only by being connected to Good Access Network, I was allowed to log into Zoho CRM.
Perfect. Thank you, Artur, for showing us this short approach. Yuri, you can stop the stopwatch at the moment and show us the time, how fast we were, even with the typos and all the comments we made.
Okay, I've stopped the stopwatches and I don't have. Okay, I have rights to share my screen, and if you can share my screen.
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah, we got it. It was a little few seconds.
Last time we went faster. It was 7 minutes.
Yeah,
but it's a great test because as an inexperienced user, it takes maybe a little while. You may do a few typos. So this is, I would believe, as close to real life scenario as possible.
Perfect.
Okay.
So thank you, Yuri, for sharing this. Please make me the host again. I'm gonna to continue with the presentation.
Make host. You should be host now.
Perfect. So gonna to share my screen again and go with the presentation. So what we have now, we've configured good access for protecting Zoho CRM. Hide video panel. Hide floating. Perfect. We got the clean presentation at the moment. So we protected Zoho CRM by IP address whitelisting in less than 10 minutes. The task is complete. And we have 3 employees allowing to get in. What we can do, we can easily invite hundreds of other employees the same way as I invited Artur and Jiří, and allowing them to access the Zoho CRM and not having public access allowed. So this is the first task I wanted to show you as a part 1. And in a part 2, I'm gonna to show you how to accomplish the task to remote access to Office network as well as to public system like CRM. So we can access our headquarters in Prague. The perfect example of the local on-premise systems would be door camera, which cannot be moved to the cloud no way. And we have the control of the door and camera right in this office. So what we will be doing now, we will be adding the branch office connection and having access to door camera. For this example, we will not show how to connect the headquarters Prague by IPsec tunnel because it requires some configuration on a private network, on the on-premise network in a Prague. And Jiri was able to do it already before this presentation. And this is the task which is usually being done by the good access partners, which because this is a task which requires a little more IT experience, but can be done quite easily with our documentation and our guides on our documentation side. So we have already connected our Office network called Office CPI with this private network now accessible through good access. And what we need is to add another system, which will be our door camera. So I'm gonna to add another system, door camera, and it's gonna be on this address. So do we have any icon of camera here? Maybe this one could be great. Okay, I'm gonna to add new system. And when I show, hopefully you can see my window. When I refresh the app, I can access the Zoho CRM as well as the door camera. And when I click on this door camera, it's gonna to open. I'm gonna to log into our door camera and see the internal camera live preview. Maybe Artur, can you now show us how you can access camera as well from your employee perspective?
Absolutely.
I can ask Jiri to say hello in a camera because Jiri is sitting in the office right now. So
Can you
Artur,
make me a host?
you are a host at the moment. Let's do it.
Great. I will share my Safari window and the Good Access app. Again, I've disconnected in the meantime. This is the IP address of the camera, and at the moment it is actually unreachable. So I'll refresh my window, and as you can tell, door camera system appears in the list of systems accessible through my account. I will connect and lose you for a second. You already know the drill.
We got it back.
Excellent. I'll go to door camera and I can log in now. There we go.
No, it doesn't.
A small mistake. Let me copy the password again. Seems that I have wrong password. Can you help me out, Michael?
Okay, enter D, the big D,
A capital D,
small V,
V,
3,
3,
R, N, I,
N, I,
the big K,
K,
at,
N,
C.
and C.
Let's try this way.
Has anyone changed password?
I believe not. It worked to me. Maybe Jiri will copy the password to you through the Slack, and if you want, just give me give me a permission to share the screen, I can show on my screen.
Okay.
I've sent it to you, Arthur.
All right. Oh, I missed one letter. But despite all the hiccups, I'm in.
Perfect.
And here's the camera system, Yuri. I'll see you on the other side in a second.
Okay. Give me a few seconds.
Okay. Can you see my camera?
Not. You have to move the window to the screen.
I will share a different screen. Oh, there he is. Hi.
Perfect. Thank you, guys. Yeah, this is quite complete task to do, but we go through it. Thank you, guys. We got it. Maybe you can give me a host permission again.
I'm
Back
back.
to you.
Okay.
Hey, Yuri.
So let me to continue with the presentation. I can close these windows and get back to the presentation of demo. So we have accomplished the part 2. We have a connection to CRM, connection to the private network in a Prague, and what we need to add to have access to the entire company. This is something very interesting because normally this is being done by complete connection with MPLS or VLANs or side-to-side IPsec tunnels. Just to have access to all company branches, all clouds, it's quite difficult task for IT engineers. With good access, we have one cloud concentrator as a VPN gateway, and we can connect everything into it. So we will be adding, we already have a Prague headquarters. We will be adding branch office in Frankfurt, where we have some building control and meteor weather station. And we will be adding the AWS cloud with the MySQL database server. So these are all parts of the network devices and systems which our demo company has. And we will be doing this kind of configuration. So again, we have 3 employees. We already have the whitelisted access to Zoho CRM. We already have the access to the private network in Prague, and we will be adding our branch office in Frankfurt with these 2 business systems, and we will be adding the AWS cloud with this system, MySQL cloud, for example, for developers to develop some applications, etc. So I'm gonna to switch window to our good access configuration. And again, we would need to set up the IPsec tunnels between AWS and Frankfurt office, which is already done and prepared by Yuri. And this configuration is quite more difficult task done by good access partners and it's already been done by Yuri at the moment. So we have secure IPsec connection between good access gateway and 2 offices and 1 cloud. Everything should be connected together. And at the moment, we're gonna to add more systems into good access. So I'm gonna to add a new system, which will be the weather station. Weather station, and it's on this IP address, I believe. It's gonna be a weather station, for example, this icon. And then I'm gonna to add another system, which is house control. For example, I can show you can add more different systems with like HTTPS connection in browser. You can add SSH server, FTP server, RDP, VNC, or you can add any other custom network available systems defined by protocol, IP address, or host and port. So this is the way how we add the systems into good access, just for having the bookmark in the application and for having the access control available with the firewall behind. So for this case, I'm gonna to add another system, which is our house control in a branch office. So it should be this address. I have it ready already, and it should be house control. Yeah. So we're gonna to control our house. So I'm gonna to add White House. That's a good one. It's actually the same building. So we have already 4 systems, and for our cloud, I'm gonna to add the MySQL database server, which is located in AWS cloud. So I'm gonna to go ahead and add the database server, which is in a cloud, and it should be for example this icon, and it should be this address. Give me a second. Sorry. Okay, got it. So now we know that in Office, we have the door camera. In a Frankfurt office, we have weather station and house control. And in AWS, we have database server. So all these systems can be now accessible with Access app. Hopefully you can see it when I refresh it. I can access all these systems with one click.
Michael, we don't see your app. I think you're only sharing Safari.
That's the issue of. Thank you, Artur.
No problem. If you want to give me, oh, there we go. We can see your app.
So this is the way how we can access the systems with one click. And I'm gonna to ask Yuri at the moment to take wheel and show us how to access all these systems with one click from the application from the perspective of employee. Are you ready, Yuri?
Okay, I'm ready, but I don't have rights to share.
Yeah, give me a second. You should be host at the moment. So let's try it.
Perfect. So I'm gonna select Google Chrome, my browser. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
If you can.
Okay, there are still bunches. Perfect. So
we don't see your application.
I can share my application as well. You should see my application right now. As you can see, I have all systems like Michael has in my app, and I'm able to connect any of these systems. So we've already seen door cameras, so I can access it as well because I'm in the office right now. So we should start with house control, which is a system located in Michael's location right now.
You have to switch the sharing window again. I'm not sure why doesn't the Zoom doesn't allow to share entire screen, but we can switch this way.
No problem, no problem. As you can see on my screen, I've successfully accessed Michael's or our headquarters house control. You can see some infos. I'm able to control heating, light. So there are a lot of switches.
You can switch off my light if you want.
Okay, I believe only one is on, so I can turn your lights off, turn on your sauna or anything else.
Yeah, much better now. Thank you.
Also, I can access defined developer system. Here is some login screen. I can log into database. It's just testing database, so no data are there, but I'm pretty able to work right now from anywhere I am.
Thank you, Yuri. Thank you. Can you give me the host privilege back, please? I'm going to continue with the presentation. I believe we accomplished part 3. We now have access from any place in the planet for our 3 employees to all systems which our company has.
You're the host now.
Yeah, I'm going to share the screen again. So now we are here, and okay, so we have access to MySQL database, CRM, door camera in Prague office, and Meteo station and building control in a Frankfurt office. And so now we have access from anywhere to any part of the company. And because it's not good to have all employees to control the house and seeing the camera in offices, so we want to do the access control. It's always good to give, you know, the zero trust principles talks to never trust to anyone, just verify the identity and then give the permission to the certain data and certain systems to people who are authorized to access, and not to everyone. So we would like to show you how we implement the zero trust principles with access control and access cards in a good access environment. So we will be adding 3 access cards. The first one will be for developers team, and it will be opening just the database server, but the rest of the company and network will be blocked to developer team. They just need to work with one server. And we will have another access card, which will be for sales team. And those people will have only to the Zoho CRM, because this is the only system they need to work with. And we will have the VIP access card for owners or administrators. And this will be opening all the systems which we already have in the software-defined perimeter. Developer Yiri will be one card holder of this developer access cards. The sales card will be held by Artur, and for me, I would have the VIP access card. In a real environment, you would give this access card to the entire team, let's say to 20 people developing and working with certain systems. This one would be for your entire sales team, and this VIP card can be done for all founders and owners, directors, and administrators who need to have control of access. So let me show you how easily it can be done in an access control in good access. So I'm clicking access control, and now I am enabling the access control and zero trust. What is gonna happen when I click on this button? When I click on this button, the current stage where everyone has access to everything will be kept. So when I click here, it's gonna create the VIP card where we have 3 team members accessing all business systems. When I open the good access application at the moment, can you see my app at the moment?
No, we can't, but you can share multiple windows at the same time. Just hold shift and mark multiple windows when you start sharing.
Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna do it. Yeah, this is perfect. Thank you, Artur. Now we're gonna see all my windows. Is that correct?
Yes, we can see Safari and Good Access app.
Perfect. So I still have an access to all systems because I'm the holder of VIP card. And now I want to create the environment I mentioned before. So I'm gonna add the new access card for developer team. Maybe I call it dev team. And I'm gonna add another for the sales team. The nice thing is that this configuration is normally in other cases being done by firewall, and the firewall is quite hard to configure even for skilled IT experts. So what we created in Good Access is to have something which can be controlled by business owner or assistant or anyone who doesn't have the IT expertise, but he can create the same environment like in a real world. In the real world, we can issue access card opening the specific doors in office. In a good access, we are opening the specific business systems for certain people. So when we want to configure the environment I mentioned before, like this, we want to have dev access card, sales access card, and VIP just for me, sales for Artur, and developer for Yuri. So I'm gonna to continue with the configuration and create the sales team access card, which will be opening only Zoho CRM. Got it here. Developer team access card will open just developer database server. And the VIP access card will still open all these systems. But now we need to give the access cards to the real people. So for now, I'm gonna to remove Yuri and Artur from VIP cards. They are not holding this card anymore, only me. So VIP card is held by only me, open all systems, and the developer team card will be held by Yuri as a developer. I click apply. Now, dev team access card is held by Yuri, opening the database server, and the sales team will open the CRM, and only Artur will hold this card. Will hold. Perfect. So now we have it. VIP held by me, developer team access card held by Yuri, and the sales team access card held by Artur Kane. Perfect. So what's gonna to happen with a good access app for me? When I refresh it, I still have access to all the systems. But when you look from the Artur point of view, you will see only the systems which are accessible by him at the moment. Artur, can you please share your screen? I'm gonna to give you the host permission at the moment and show us how does your app look like.
Sure, you should see the app now. This is the state before refreshing. And no, what have you done? I was so lucky to be able to control the house and everything, and now I can only access the CRM.
Maybe you can show us if you are still able to open your camera or something.
So this is CRM, door camera, system.
It's not
doesn't
open.
seem to be loading, yeah. So yeah, I can only access Zoho now.
Perfect. So can you please make the Yuri as a host at the moment? He will share the screen, how it looks like from the developer perspective.
Sure. There you go, Yuri.
Okay, perfect. I've done the thing with Shift, so I should be sharing both my web browser and my good access app. Is it correct?
Yes, we see it.
Perfect. I'm gonna refresh my good access client app, and I'm in pretty much same situation like Arthur. I've lost access to another office, lost access to CRM. So only thing I can access is my DB server. So I'm gonna access it right now. Yeah, I'm already logged in. Maybe I can try to turn off lamps in Michael's office, but it shouldn't be possible anymore. Yeah, the page doesn't seem to be loading. So I'm not able to control your lights anymore.
Perfect.
Which
Thank
is pretty
you,
sad.
So now we see how we can simply control the access even without any knowledge about configuring firewalls and this kind of stuff. So at the moment we have 3 employees. I'm gonna finish the presentation. Let me to share the screen. At the moment we have an environment which is completely protected EventCompany with good access, where everyone has access to everything if we want to give them permission, but we can control the access with the virtual access cards, and we can give the permission to the certain systems to specific employees and teams. What we give when anyone outside of our network perimeter would like to access our database server or private branches or Zoho CRM, it's not possible. Everything is hidden in a secure perimeter, and this is the important thing. It's another layer of security, and we believe this is the future of the corporate networking and internet, just to have private islands and private networks alongside with the public internet, but protected and hidden side of it. So this is the way of good access, and I'm gonna to finish presentation with a big thank you for having your time with us, and I'm open to answer all your question, even technical, with help of Yeri, who is the architect of infrastructure of good access. Thank you.
And if I'm not mistaken, it is the game time. Isn't that correct?
Yes, sir.
Let's
we're going to have a game for our partners. Thank you, Sir Michael, Sir Arthur, and Sir Jiri for that wonderful, exciting, and entertaining presentation and demo. Thank you. We had a good time in here. Showing to us what the features and good thing about the good access that our partners may like, especially the good access is true cloud. You don't need any on-prem server VPN to use their own resources, and you can access it everywhere, anywhere you want, wherever you are. Partners, if you have any questions, please you can type it on our Q&A chat or chat box, and also you can unmute your audio so that you can speak, or you can ask about the other features of good access. While waiting, we're going to talk about more on good access and what are these features are. Basically, you don't need any expert to do this configurations. The settings, all you have to do is just you need to click the groups or the policy or the control access or the people or the access of the people that you want to access our network and infrastructure. All you have to do is also you're going to add the IP address, any type of protocols, HTTP, FTP if you have one, database if you have your database on-prem, and other things. You no longer need anything from our personal on-prem. So our good principle here, the good access will handle all of your VPNs, and of course the security. Also, it has also a two-factor authentication. And now we're going to Again, let us thank to our presenters and demo, Sir Michael, Sir Arthur, and Sir Jerry. Okay?